Hi, my name is Miguel, and I'm going to talk about posthumanism. To understand posthumanism, first we have to understand humanism. When we talk about humanism, we could be referring to one of these three things: Renaissance humanism, civic humanism, or modern humanism. But I'm gonna tell you first about Renaissance humanism. Renaissance humanism burned in Europe. And it doesn't have a specific time lapse, but during the Middle Ages, there was a limited European access to the ancient Greek text due to the lack of translation. Meanwhile, in Western Europe, they were focusing on the theology and the use of philosophy to support their ideas. As I told you, it doesn't have a specific time lapse, but it is estimated that it started in Italy around the 1200s and eventually spread around Europe in the 1600s. It was a cultural movement. Much of this movement was the translation and the revival of the humanities outside of philosophy, such as literature. Their ideology. It doesn't have a specific ideology, but it is associated with a secular movement because it resulted in less power in the hands of the church and established a new focus on literature and material things. Characteristics, education, they retain the importance and classical education in the understanding ancient societies. Also, anthropocentrism, the Renaissance humanism had a focus on the human being, giving the human a power to the center of the universe and of the life. Ethics and moral during the Renaissance humanism, they looked up creating ethics based on the reason and observation. And last but not least, the science. The Renaissance humanism laid the groundwork for the scientific revolution. And now, modern humanism. Uh, Good without God. In modern humanism, religion wasn't a necessary thing to have a good, moral, and meaningful life. They thought religion could be replaced with reason, science, and human connection. To sum up, humanism emphasizes the value and agency of the human being, also places the human being at the center of moral concern. Some important thinkers of the humanism is Leonardo da Vinci with his Vitruvian Man, Dante Alighieri with his La Divina Commedia that focuses on the human condition and the free will, Abraham Maslow with the hierarchy of needs theory, and humanism have had many impacts in the modern days, such as in secularism and the emphasis of the separation of church and state, also in the social reforms that have their basis in the humanism. Now let's talk about posthumanism. Post and transhumanism, are they the same? No. In one hand, we have the posthumanism that deprives the man privilege and carries risk for shifting the value focus for men to other objects. Posthumanism also is the rejection of biological ethical anthropocentrism. And by the other hand, we have the transhumanism that focuses on the man and tries to improve the man characteristics through technology. The context and influence by postmodern. The humanism is highly influenced by the postmodern thought. Posthumanism is also seen as the evolution of postmodern. And posthumanism shares with the postmodern the blurring of the boundaries between humans and inhumans. Transhumanism is also influenced by the postmodern thought, but in transhumanism, the blurring of the boundaries ends up in an examination of the relationship with technology and also in the deconstruction of what being a human means. The term transhumanism became emerged in the 20th century, and it was influenced by the advancements there were in science and technology. Some important authors of transhumanism we have is Michel Cernes with his work Parasites. He blurs the line between humans and other beings. Donna Haraway, she's a big figure of feminist theory and explores the entanglement of humans and non-human beings. Kerry Wolf, he has a work that examines the way technology changes the traditional assumption of human. Transhumanism, Robert Ethinger, um, with his book Man into Superman, Julian Huxley, he popularized the term and advocates for the use of science and technology to improve human species, and Max Muir, that is considered a founding father of transhumanism. Well, personally, I think that I have a thought that is more related with humanism, because I don't think we have the same value as other species or things. And but in a aspect, I also don't believe in the anthropocentrism that the humanism has as characteristic, because I don't believe we are the center of the world and we should be the ones that we should be focusing on. And that's all.